I hate who I become when I get sick. Not because I'm coughing, not because I'm in bed, but because I feel small. I don't mean physically. I mean, I feel like a shell of the man I try so hard to be. I mean, I train 5 days a week. I push myself. I've tried so hard to build my discipline. I mean, I take pride in being strong. So when I get sick and it knocks me flat, it's humiliating. I can't do anything. My body feels fragile. My coughs hurt. My nose bleed. And I'm stuck there, useless. And the worst part of it, I feel like a baby. And I hate that feeling. There's this memory that I have that has never left me, and I don't think it ever will. I was 16 years old. I was a junior in high school. I got really sick. I'm talking really sick, like very ill. But at the time, even though I was sick, I still snuck out to see my girlfriend. You know, I slipped out of bed, snuck through the house late at night, creaked open the garage door, slipped underneath, and I rode my bike for about 2 miles that night. Looking back, it was stupid, but in that moment, I needed it. She hugged me. We goofed off for just a little bit. Then I laid my head in her lap, and she scratched my head. And I swear to you that this moment is burned in my brain. Because for once, I wasn't strong. I wasn't impressive. I wasn't the disciplined, tough, figure it out yourself guy. I was just held, and it felt safe. But a few days later, she left me. And I don't think I ever separated those two things: weakness and abandonment. Now, every time I get sick, it feels like my body doesn't just remember the symptoms, it remembers being alone. It decides to remember that when I couldn't perform, when I couldn't be strong, I got left. And here's the part that most men won't say out loud. I don't actually hate being weak. I hate having no one when I'm weak. That's different. My whole life, I've worked to build this version of myself that doesn't need anyone. You know, strong body, strong mindset, relentless discipline. But underneath all that, there's a part of me that's tired. Tired of always being the one that endures. Tired of pretending I don't want someone to just take care of me sometimes. And then every time I get sick, it just rips that mask off. Because then I realize something. I don't have that person. I never have. And that hurts more than the sickness does. Am I less of a man for wanting that? I really think that a lot. I think about it all the time. Am I less of a man for wanting to lay my head down and to not have to be the strong one for 5 minutes? for wanting to feel safe without earning it. I used to think yes. I used to think that if I needed that, I was the weak one. But now I don't pretend that you need that is the real weakness. I think pretending you don't need that is the real weakness. I've built my body. I've built discipline. I've built control. But I never healed from the part that's scared of being abandoned when I can't do that. And I think a lot of men out there are like that too. We end up becoming machines. Because machines don't get left. Machines don't need comfort. Machines don't cry. And when sickness forces you to slow down, you're left alone with whatever you've been avoiding. For me, it's the realization that strength isn't the same as being okay. And if you're watching this and you've ever felt small when you couldn't be strong, you're not broken. You aren't soft. You're not less of a man for that. You're just human. And maybe the real strength ends up being able to say, I don't want to do this alone anymore. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I don't have the answer yet. But I do know this. I can be disciplined. I can be strong. I can be tough. And I can still want to be held. Those things don't cancel each other out. They make me whole. They make you whole too. Guys, this feeling that I've had for a long time, I've never had a name for it. Frankly, for a very long time, almost 4 or 5 years now, I feared that feeling. I was terrified of it. I ran from it endlessly. It was terrifying to me. In fact, I would go as far to say this feeling has caused parts of me inside growing up to die, genuinely. But I'm still here. I live to tell the tale. These experiences that we have that shape us, we often hold them in our hearts for the rest of our lives. None of us ever step forward to share them or talk about them or even really to think about them in any other way than, damn, I screwed up, or damn, that sucks. But this experience I had changed my life. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I was a 16-year-old kid who was pretty damn sick. But the want, the need, the inner desire to be not alone, it hurt more than any sickness physically could. It showed in that moment as a 16-year-old kid that I would not stop at anything just for 10 minutes of not being constantly on guard, constantly aware of what's going on, constantly, fighting inside and outside. that for 10 minutes I could close my eyes, be held, feel loved, accept love. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, it was one of the best moments in my life. I didn't see her probably for longer than a half hour, but it ended up being one of the best moments in my life. But also one of the most costliest. I could describe it to you in full detail like it happened yesterday. About her, about what it felt like, how nothing else mattered in that moment. But I never stopped to think about me. That I was so blinded by this desire to be held that I never thought about me and what effects that it would have on me. But it doesn't make me less of a man for wanting that, even to this day. Now, I'm not to say that I wish it was still with the same person or, that I would do it again. But that feeling, that need inside to be held, that's what my point is. Having that feeling, that desire, that need to be cared for, to be supported, doesn't make you or I any less of a man. Or if you're a woman, it doesn't make you any less of a woman. It just means that you're human and that you want to be cared for. And that should be a basic human necessity, if you ask me. Now, I'm no guru, I'm no therapist, I'm no alpha male podcaster. I'm just a guy with an ounce of discipline trying to understand my own heart at the end of the day. And that's different. I wish to dissect the male experience honestly at the end of the day. And these feelings that I have, that I spend countless nights thinking about, going through them in my head. Did I miss this? Could I have done this differently? This is why I started this channel. Those sleepless nights, all the tears, all the time running away from that feeling. That's what I'm here for. And I know so many other men out there will never come forward and talk about it. But I don't want to be a part of a world that actively doesn't care about these experiences. Not just men, women too, everyone. But having those experiences don't make you less of a man. That's my point. And another thing that I want to go over, I don't have it all figured out. I know I probably said that already. But I've built a strong body. I've built somewhat of a strong mind even. But I do believe that I deserve to be cared for. And that doesn't make me weak. It makes me honest. I am not a machine. I don't work mindlessly day and night. I can't do that. But that doesn't make me less of a man. At the end of the day, I am a man who wants to be cared for. I admit that fully. I don't have that. It's been years. I've tried endlessly out there to find somebody to do it. But you can't receive care if you don't love yourself first. That's another topic that I want to get into eventually, is how to love yourself. And I mean really love yourself. Not that, the overly happy, happy-go-lucky me loving yourself. I'm talking the kind of love for yourself that shows up when other people's love doesn't, in the absence of. And once you discover that, it's a truly beautiful thing. And I know you, whoever is watching this right now, you can experience that. You just need to give it time, have patience, and never give up on yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only person who is there for you is you. Guys, I want to thank you if you made it this far. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to my experience, to considering anything that I've had to say, because this experience that I had, at the time I was just a kid who deeply wanted to be loved. I was a kid who wanted to experience happiness and joy, to know what it was like to hold somebody's hand and, feel like nothing was wrong. But unfortunately, things didn't end up the way that I'd hoped. Still haven't, but that's okay. I haven't given up on it yet. Despite everything saying that I should. I'm not going to give up on it. Because I believe in myself. And I have hope for the world. I hope you guys do too. Even if you don't think so, I hope I have enough hope to share with you. If this helped any of you, I do invite you, please drop a comment down below. If not, that's totally great too. If you ever need to come back, if you have anything you want to share, I'm here for it. I love you guys. Remember, there's always love in the world for you. Even if you can't find it, it's there. I hope I'll see you guys next time.